Yes, you're welcome back. We are going to talk about constants in PHP. Constants in PHP. Constants are like variable. They are just like variables, except that once they are defined, they cannot be changed or undefined. It's actually a name for a simple value. Okay, just like a variable. Okay, but once you declare a constant, you can't in any way in anywhere in your code change it, like you modify it. Okay, once it is defined, that is how it is. Okay, you don't modify it. Let me just explain that. Let me start with variable so you understand what I mean. Let me delete these ones for now. Yeah, let me delete these ones so that this will make a lot of sense to you. Okay, now this is a variable, my birthday. You can still come down here and say my birthday, just call the same birthday, say equals to, maybe you can just say 3rd March, 4th March, 1985. Okay, as simple as this. Then you cross the semicolon. As it is now, you know this and this are the same thing. Well, let me echo this so you see what I'm talking about. Let me echo my birthday right now. Underscore birthday. Okay, let me echo it in the browser. Let me use Firefox. Okay, localhost practice website. Okay, enter. Do you see 4th March 1985? It ignored this and it accepted this. It accepted this. You see that you can modify this, like you can change the value of this variable, anywhere in your code. Okay, so you can change the value of a variable anywhere in your code. Do you understand me? This is what I just did. Okay, good. And you know, like I told you, that PHP reads codes from top to bottom. So when it comes, it will read that birthday, my birthday is this. But when it comes down here, it's found out again that this my birthday has actually changed to this. Okay, and then it will echo the last option here, the one that you modified. Do you understand? That is variable, and that is actually why it is a variable. Okay, and then constant cannot be modified like this. Do you understand? Now let me show you how to declare constant. Let me delete this. Okay, maybe I will come down here and declare constant down here. There are two ways you can actually declare constant. You can just declare constant by typing in const. Okay, then you type in the name in capital. Let's say birthday, just like the way I did it there, birthday. Okay, so you type in the name in capital, then you put equal sign, then you type in the value, just like you did to variable up there. Type in the value, 4th March 1985. Okay, then close it up. Good. Now this is the constant. Okay, this is the value of the constant. Now let's echo it. You say echo birthday. All right, let's see what we'll get. You go to you echo it. You see 4th March 1985. You get that? Now let's try to modify it. Let's say you declare constant again, const birthday, you repeat the birthday. Okay, maybe you put 20th June anything 20th June 2000 and 2000. Okay, now let's see what we get right now. You run it, you see you're going to get constant birthday already defined in C. Okay, it shows that you can't modify it. It is already defined and can be modified. That's the point there. It is already defined and cannot be modified. You understand? Very good. That's the point. You can modify constant like you modify variable. Okay, that is one way to define a constant. You can also define a constant this way. Let's see. You can use the define function to define a constant as well. You can say define, then you put the name of the constant. You can see use the birthday, okay, then you put comma, then you put the value of the constant here, 4th March, 4th March, okay, let me make it small, 4th March 1985, 85. Okay, beautiful. That's the value of the constant. There's another value you can enter here. That is the case sensitivity. So whether the constant is case sensitive, but we're coming to that. For now, let's first of all echo this before we go to that. Okay, so it's defined constant there. Let's echo the constant we just defined now. Let's see what we'll get. Place semicolon to close it up. Okay, then you come here, echo birthday. Okay, let's see what we get. You see, we still get 4th March 1985. Okay, that's a constant. Okay, then let's look at the context. Sorry, not the context. The case sensitivity, please. The case sensitivity here. By default, the case insensitive is going to be false. Okay, because here there's a parameter you're supposed to put here, either true or false, a Boolean parameter. That is here is by default case insensitive. Case insensitive. Okay, insensitive. Yeah, by default, the case insensitive value here is false. False. That is to say, it is case sensitive. That is to say, by default, it is case sensitive. Are you getting me? Let me explain. Let's just try it so that you see what we're talking about. Let's try it. You know, by default, when you don't enter anything here, it means that you accepted the default. So when you don't enter extra parameter here, either true or false, it means that it's going to use the default value, and the default value here is false, which means that it is not going to be, it's going to be case sensitive. Okay, that means it's going to be case sensitive. Let's echo this. Let's see what we'll get. Let's echo this the way it is right now. Let's just use small letter to echo it. You see, I said use of undefined constant birthday, assumed birthday. So you see it is case sensitive. Okay, it's case sensitive here. Okay, now let me quickly explain what I mean by case sensitivity, because some of you may not know. When something is case sensitive, it means that that thing must be the same. It must match the letter. If, let's say, let me explain. If, let's say, this is a constant now, and the case here is capital, it's uppercase. Anywhere you are going to call this constant, it is going to be uppercase. If you call it in lowercase, in title case, or in any other case, it will throw error. Do you understand? That is the default value. Okay, that is to say, I hope you get it now. Yeah, once it is capital, you'll call it with capital, just like variable. Okay, but here there's a value. When you put comma here, there is another parameter you can enter here, a boolean. You can enter either true or false. Okay, if you enter false, false is actually the default value. So if you actually assume false, if you want it to be case sensitive, you don't need to even enter false, you leave it. But if you don't want it to be case sensitive, like you want a situation whereby if you echo birthday in small letter or in any other case, it will still recognize this. Then you have to put true, true here. Okay, say true. But let's put false anyway. Just know that the false is the default. Even if you didn't put it, it will still assume false. Okay, now let's run it. You see, it shows error. Now let's quickly change this to true. Let's see. Remember that this is capital here, but we are echoing it with a small letter. Okay, let's see what we get. Do you see? It echoed correctly. Reason is because we changed the case insensitivity to true. You get that? That's just it. Okay, and that is all you need to know about constant for now. Thank you so much.